Welcome back to fakTOP. I'm really glad to have you back on the channel. Space is not just a silent, beautiful void. It is a vast graveyard of stars, a battlefield of gravity, and a place where the laws of physics can erase us in a heartbeat. You look at the night sky and see peace, but in reality it is pure chaos. Today on fakTOP, we are diving into the darkest corners of the universe. I have prepared 21 facts about space that will make you feel very small and very vulnerable. We are counting down to the number 1 most terrifying reality. Let's begin. Number 21. The Boötes Void. We are used to the idea that space is filled with galaxies, but there is a place where almost nothing exists. The Boötes Void is a massive hole in space, roughly 330 million light-years in diameter. According to scientific calculations, there should be at least 10,000 galaxies in this region, but we have found only a few dozen. It is literally a hole in the universe. If the Earth were in the center of this void, we wouldn't have known other galaxies existed until the 1960s. It is absolute isolation on a cosmic scale. Scientists still don't fully understand how such a massive empty region could form without the influence of a force we don't yet comprehend. Number 20. Rogue planets. Not every planet orbits the sun. There are billions of rogue planets drifting in the total darkness of interstellar space, kicked out of their home systems by gravitational shifts. These planets have no day or night, only eternal frost. But the scary part is their sheer number. They drift through the galaxy like invisible bullets. If a Jupiter-sized rogue planet entered our solar system, we would notice it far too late. It wouldn't even need to hit us. Its gravity would simply pull Earth out of its orbit and send us into the freezing void. We would never even see the attacker coming in the dark. Number 19. Galactic cannibalism. Galaxies do not just exist side by side, they hunt each other. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is currently consuming several smaller dwarf galaxies. But the real disaster is still ahead. The Andromeda Galaxy is screaming toward us at 400,000 kilometers per hour. In a few billion years, they will collide. This won't be a sudden explosion, but a long and painful process of deformation. Gravity will tear star systems apart and throw them into the empty space between galaxies. This is the cosmic law, the big eat the small, and we are no exception to the rule. Number 18. Gamma ray bursts. When a massive star dies and collapses into a black hole, it can release a narrow beam of energy called a gamma ray burst. These are the brightest and most powerful events in the universe. In just a few seconds, such a burst releases as much energy as our sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. If a gamma ray burst hit Earth from 5,000 light-years away, it would instantly cook our atmosphere. The ozone layer would vanish and radiation would destroy all life on the surface. The most terrifying part is that these beams travel at the speed of light. We would have zero warning. Death would arrive before we even saw it coming. Number 17. Spaghettification. Black holes don't just kill you quickly, they do it in a horrifyingly unique way. If you were to approach the event horizon, a process begins that scientists officially call spaghettification. The gravity at your feet would be millions of times stronger than at your head. You would be stretched into a thin, miles-long string of atoms. Your body would be pulled apart, molecule by molecule, before disappearing forever into the singularity. You would see the light of the entire universe compressed into a single point as time for you essentially stands still. It is the absolute end of all matter and information. Number 16. The Great Attractor. Our galaxy and thousands of others are not just drifting. We are all falling towards something. Scientists have discovered an anomaly called the Great Attractor. It is a gravitational center of incredible mass that is pulling everything within hundreds of millions of light-years toward it. We don't know exactly what it is because this region is hidden from us by the dust of our own Milky Way. We just know that we are being dragged into the dark at a speed of 600 kilometers per second. We are heading into a trap that we cannot even see through our most powerful telescopes. Number 15. The cosmic microwave background. Did you know that the white noise you see on an old television is actually a faint echo of the Big Bang? It's called the cosmic microwave background radiation, and it is everywhere. It is passing through your body right now. It is the shadow of the creation of the universe, reminding us that everything around us is just the debris of a giant explosion that happened billions of years ago. It is a radioactive whisper from a dead past that never goes silent. We are living inside an explosion that is still technically happening, slowly cooling down until nothing remains. Number 14. Time dilation. Time is not constant. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. Near a black hole, 1 hour could equal decades or even centuries back on Earth. This means that if you spent just a little time near a massive object and returned home, everyone you ever knew would have been dead for thousands of years. Space separates people not only by distance but by time itself. You could be only a few light years away from home, but forever stuck in a future where humanity no longer exists. Gravity is a cage from which there is no escape. Number 13. Magnetars. These are neutron stars with the most powerful magnetic fields in the universe. A magnetar's field is so strong that if one appeared at the distance of the moon, it would instantly wipe the data from every credit card and hard drive on Earth. But that's nothing. At a distance of 1,000 kilometers, a magnetar would literally pull the atoms of your body apart, dragging the iron out of your blood. These are the dead hearts of stars that have turned into the strongest magnets in existence, capable of destroying matter from thousands of miles away. By the way, if you've made it this far, it means you truly enjoy uncovering the mysteries that the cosmos hides from us. On fakTOP, we dive into the things that people usually prefer to stay silent about. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. The universe doesn't care if you know the truth about it, but I do. Subscribe so you don't miss the next 10 facts, because it's only going to get colder from here. Number 12. The moon's retreat. The moon will not be with us forever. Every year it moves about 4 centimeters further away from the Earth. This seems like a small amount, but over millions of years it will lead to a catastrophe. As the moon moves away, Earth's rotation will slow down, days will become longer, and our tides will vanish. But more importantly, the moon stabilizes Earth's tilt. Without it, our planet would start to wobble like a dying top. This would cause extreme climate shifts, where summer could turn into an ice age in a single day. Our silent guardian is slowly abandoning us. Number 11. Dark matter. Everything we see, the stars, the planets, the people, makes up only 5% of the universe. The other 95% is dark matter and dark energy. We don't know what it is. We cannot touch it, see it, or measure it with telescopes. But we know it's there because its gravity holds galaxies together. We are just a tiny minority of normal matter in an ocean of something completely unknown. It's like living in a house and not knowing what the walls are made of. We are the outsiders in our own universe. Number 10. The death of the sun. This won't happen tomorrow, but it is inevitable. In about 5 billion years, the sun will run out of hydrogen fuel. It will begin to swell and turn into a red giant. The sun will consume Mercury, Venus, and most likely the Earth. Even if our planet survives being swallowed, it will be turned into a scorched rock with no oceans and no atmosphere. Everything humanity has ever built, every painting, every book, and every memory will be burned into atoms. Space does not keep records, and it does not remember us. Number 9. Space junk. This is a horror that we created ourselves. There are hundreds of thousands of pieces of old rockets and dead satellites orbiting Earth right now. They move at speeds of 28,000 kilometers per hour. Even a small bolt or a paint chip carries the force of a cannonball at that speed. There is a theory called the Kessler syndrome. If there is too much junk, a single collision will start a chain reaction of destruction. We could find ourselves trapped on our own planet. We wouldn't be able to launch rockets or use satellites because the sky would become an impassable minefield of screaming metal. Number 8. The sound of space. In a vacuum, there is no sound, but space is not completely empty. Scientists at NASA have translated the radio waves of various cosmic objects into sound. Saturn sounds like a disturbing, high-pitched whisper, while Jupiter sounds like underwater screams. But the most terrifying is the sound of a black hole in the Perseus cluster. It is a low, vibrating groan that sounds like a giant creature in pain. When you hear it, you realize the universe is not silent. It makes sounds that make your blood run cold. It is the voice of physics that doesn't care about your comfort. Number 7. Micrometeoroids. When astronauts go into open space, they risk their lives every single second. There are billions of dust-sized particles called micrometeoroids flying through the void. Because there is no atmosphere to slow them down, they travel dozens of times faster than a bullet. A tiny grain of sand could punch a hole straight through a spacesuit or the hull of a station. It is an invisible threat. You never know when a bullet the size of a molecule will tear through your body. Space is a shooting gallery, and you are the target. Number 6. False vacuum decay. Physicists suggest that our universe might be in a state of false vacuum. This means it is unstable. At any moment, in any part of space, a bubble of true vacuum could appear. It would begin to expand at the speed of light. Everything it touches would be instantly erased from reality because the laws of physics inside the bubble are different. Atoms would simply cease to exist. Because it moves at the speed of light, we wouldn't even have time to understand what was happening. The world would just stop being. Number 5. The dark flow. Scientists have noticed something strange. Huge clusters of galaxies are all moving in one direction toward the constellation of Centaurus. This cannot be explained by the expansion of the universe. It seems that something incredibly massive beyond the visible universe is pulling us toward it. This is called the dark flow. It means that beyond the horizon of our telescopes, there is a structure or a force we know nothing about, but it controls our destiny. We are not the masters of our journey. We are being drained into something unknown. Number 4. Vampire stars. Stars can be parasites. In binary systems, a white dwarf can begin to suck the hydrogen gas away from its companion star. It literally drinks the life out of its neighbor until it reaches a critical mass. Then a Type 1a supernova explosion occurs. The vampire star explodes, destroying both itself and its victim. In space, there is no mercy. Even stars are willing to devour each other just to exist for a few million years longer. It is a brutal evolution on a cosmic scale. Number 3. Planet 9. We think we know our solar system, but mathematical models show that far beyond the orbit of Pluto, there is a massive 9th planet. It is 10 times heavier than Earth and moves in a very strange, elongated orbit. It hides in total darkness. We haven't found it yet, but we see its gravitational influence. It is a dark shepherd that controls the icy objects on the edges of our system. We live in a house where someone very large is hiding in a dark corner, and we still haven't turned on the lights. Number 2. Solar flares. The sun gives us life, but it can also take it away. Occasionally, the sun releases massive bursts of energy called coronal mass ejections. In 1859, a solar storm hit Earth and caused telegraph wires to explode. If a storm of that size hit us today, it would destroy our power grids, satellites, and the internet. We would be thrown back into the dark ages in a single day. No GPS, no banking, no communication. We are one solar sneeze away from the total collapse of modern civilization. Number 1. Heat death of the universe. This is the final chapter of everything. The universe is expanding, and eventually, it will expand so much that galaxies will drift so far apart, they will become invisible to each other. Stars will burn all their fuel and go out one by one. Black holes will eventually evaporate through Hawking radiation. the temperature will drop to absolute zero. What will remain is a cold, infinite void where nothing happens and nothing ever will. No light, no sound, not a single atom. This is the end of the story, and the universe has been preparing for it since the very first second of its existence. After facts like these, the night sky doesn't seem quite so romantic anymore, does it? We live on a tiny, fragile ball in an ocean of chaos. But perhaps that is exactly what makes our lives so valuable. Thank you for walking this path to the end with fakTOP. Tell me in the comments which fact terrified you the most. I'm curious to read your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video where we will uncover even more mysteries. For now, stay safe.